how to build a network that prints money. If you don't know who I am, I'm Nate. I'm your life coach. Make sure you shop at Ensorsale.com. Pick you up a cool inspirational t-shirt today. Use code FitfutureMD for 20% off. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, share the video with somebody that needs it. And if you need life coaching, make sure you hit me up in the DM. Email me at Nate or FitfutureMD@gmail.com, or send me a text 919-480-1370. So you want to start building your network, right? Because you found out that you can't really do anything in this life without a network, without somebody that knows you, that can help you, that, you just have to have a network. The more, you've heard the more hands you shake, the more money you make, that type of deal. So the first step into trying to make a network for yourself that prints money is to clarify your value, right? Who are you? What do you bring to the table, right? So if I'm doing this for myself, right, I'm a former athlete, right? So the number one thing that I bring to the table is commitment, right, and effort, discipline, right? I'm up early, I stay up late, I work the long hours, while everybody else is sleeping, I'm working, right? Number one. Number two, I'm an expert in investing, right? So a lot of times you have all these people out there that are making a crap ton of money in their business, but they don't know what to do with the money, right? Now, you're not a financial advisor, so you can't sit there and say, tell them exactly what to do or take their money and invest it for them, but you can show your expertise in how you are a professional investor, right? Because that's basically what I am, right? I'm basically a professional investor. But what do you bring to the table, right? How can you help somebody, right? Maybe their kid is in jail and nobody's visited them in jail, or stuff like that, right? Could be anything that you can bring to the table, right? All right, step two in how to build your network that prints money is define your ideal network. Who are they? What do they do? What do they look like? Where are they at, right? Right. Now, one of the biggest ones is where are they? Where are your people at? Right. Where are the people that you want to meet at? Right. If you're in a small town, it might be at church. Right. If you're in a big city, it might be at meetups. Right. Events. It might be at But you have to be present to find these people. Right. It's not like you're on Bumble or Tinder or Hinder or whatever that shit's called, whatever that stuff is called, where you just swipe, it comes to you and you swipe, right? That's not how networks are made, right? You might meet them at the gym, right? So who are these people? What do they look like? So for me, I started an online t-shirt company that motivates people, right? That puts sayings on t-shirts that are motivational, right? Success is a habit, invest to impress, that kind of stuff. What kind of network do I need to get? I need to find people that are inspirational, right? And see what quotes they use, right? Or what affirmations are they using, right? That type of thing, right? Not necessarily, actually them helping me with the business or vice versa. Or maybe they know, how to get shipping cheaper, or, you just don't know what you're going to find on your network, but you you definitely want to have an idea of who that person would be that could help you with your business, right? If you're having a business, you may not even have a business. You may just be trying to network, for job reasons, right? Where you can, upgrade your job, right? But the next thing for networking is to show up and be involved, right? So you figured out where these events are at. You figured out, where they're going to be. So the next step is to show up and try to get involved with that community, right? So where can you volunteer? Where can you help, right? So, you realize that, okay, the people I want to meet are at my local church, my local Methodist church, and their local Catholic church, and they're going to do a fish fry every Friday for Lent before Easter, right? Well, you show up and volunteer at the fish fry. Then every time they come through on Friday, they see you at the fish fry. Like, oh, I saw you at the fish fry. What's your name? Who are you? Whatever. Next time you see them on the street, you show up and be involved. You be visible, right? And that kind of leads into, step 4 is to lead with value. If you meet someone that you can help them for free or break even cost or a big discount. Right? So, I've done this several times, right? I helped, two close friends with their business, one in marketing and one in, helping them start their business, start their LLC, that kind of thing. And, you basically did that. You'll even make their website, right? You basically did that for basically free or right at cost, right? And you want to go ahead and have that process ready. So like whatever process that you give a value, you want to be able to do that over and over and over again. So if you need to practice or whatever. But obviously, if you do it for free, they ask you what you want or what you would like, just say, hey, if somebody shows up and that they need the service that I offer, just say you got yours from me, and that would be it. Basically a reference, right? It'd be great. But no, I don't necessarily want anything, right? You're leading with the value, not really actually expecting anything in return. But people just naturally want to give you stuff in return because you gave them value, right? So, and then last and not least thing to do to create a network is when you get somebody's number, you get somebody's email, you follow up. You follow up with all the people that you meet, right? Constantly be following up. And honestly, that becomes like a full-time job to be able to follow up with people, right? My wife is really good at following up with people, right? She is basically professional at following up, and that's why she's such a good salesperson. That's why she's, been able to move up and go up the ladder, right? So keep that in mind. If you want to build a network that prints money, you first have to clarify your value, what you do. You have to define your ideal person that you want to meet. You have to show up and be involved where they are. And when you meet them, you have to lead with value on what you can provide, right? And then when you do meet that person, you get their information and you follow up like your life depends on it, right? This is basically the action plan to build a network, right? This is how you do it. I'm Nate. I'm your life coach. Shop at Ensorsale.com. Pick you up a cool inspirational t-shirt today. Use code FitfutureMD for 20% off. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, share the video with somebody that needs it. And if you need a life coach to help you out, to get you out of whatever you're struggling with, hit hit me up in the DM, follow me on Instagram, send me an email, FitfutureMD@gmail.com, or send me a text, 919-480-1370. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.